When I'm 25 and I'm at the party, the guy who looks really innocent and nice doesn't appeal to me. But the guy who reminds me of my dad, that's the person I want that love from.
If someone has a history of bad relationships, like a pattern, what is the best advice you would offer to them to start over and to do it better?
I would say to really look within and find out what the problem is. Because if we don't heal the problem, then we're just going to keep repeating it over and over. And so there's things like reading John's books, for example. Like you have one called
Mars and Venus Starting Over. So
Yeah.
if you have painful breakup, how to heal the heart. Good endings make good beginnings, but you got to end. And to end a relationship is with forgiveness. It's not over.
Yeah.
You haven't ended it until you let it go, and that's called forgiveness. Thank you.
And I believe, I agree, because if you don't forgive, you're holding it within you, and then it's going to turn into resentment and anger and all kinds of other things that we don't want to have show up in a relationship. So I agree.
Well, I love your like spiritual dating site, and the very cool thing about Starting Over is the average for women after a painful breakup, when they get that I can't listen to my voice anymore, it's kind of like, hey, I thought he was the one, I thought he's the one, and it breaks up. Suddenly you just give up, and usually it can be 9 years before you eventually get married again. That's the average after a woman breaks up from a marriage that was working, she thought was working. For men it's 3. Men think I'll just solve the problem, find a better woman, but for women, they believed inside their self, and they're like, how can I believe myself again? So the answer is healing the heart. You got to get back into healing the heart. But in the journey, don't wait 9 years. Okay? That's why you got the single site.
Yeah.
And you don't have, you can go to a single site and you can go out on dates without saying, I'm looking for my soulmate.
Right?
That's such an important thing. And let me give one elaboration on that. If I'm hunting for a house to buy, that's like getting married, right? There's a house I want to buy. I'm going to be very critical of what's going on. But if I'm just visiting your house and having dinner at your house, oh, what a beautiful home you have. I'm not looking at all the cracks. So you become much less judgmental. And I highly recommend for people, when they start again, to date, but don't date looking for the perfect person, but look for a positive dating experience. That's all you want, is create a series of positive dating experiences, and it rebuilds your confidence that you have something to offer and you can get what you need.
And if you don't want to wait 9 years, get the help from a therapist to really look within. Again, I go back to the childhood. A lot of times we take those injuries with us. We call it unfinished business. And unfortunately, if I have an alcoholic father who has abused me, when I'm 25 and I'm at the party, the guy who looks really innocent and nice doesn't appeal to me. But the guy who reminds me of my dad, that's the person I want that love from. And I look at him and he has that drink in his hand and he's just appealing. And I go toward that. But that's because I have that hook that's not done. And therefore, go look at that and heal it and make sure that you're aware of it so you don't fall into the same trap again.
Yeah, anytime there's that kind of pattern with unfinished business or pain, it just suggests a lot of unhealed pain and hurt that's going to continue until that's resolved. And to change to a different result means fixing whatever that injury is for yourself.
And when people who are not therapists who hear, well, how do you fix an injury? The body, if I get a cut, the body heals itself, but you have to protect it to heal itself. You have to show it to the air, put an ointment on it. There's a process there. And what happens in therapy is when you can feel what happened in the past and somebody outside of you can feel what you feel in a non-judgmental way, healing happens. That's how it happens. People don't realize this is an automatic process, but it needs to be felt. And as children, there was nobody to feel our pain. There were just people who judged us for us, told us not to feel that, don't cry about that, don't be upset about that, why do you want that? So nobody's actually feeling us, but when somebody can feel what you feel, that's the healing. Then you're not alone, and the distress, the separation goes away. And it is a process of healing, and you can heal the heart. Now, in the meantime, I just want to, you alluded to it, what you just said about you see the alcoholic, the guy with the drink, and you're suddenly attracted to that. Sometimes it's not that clear that he's holding a drink. Sometimes you don't know that he's a secret alcoholic, but your intuition knows. It can feel the energy of it. And Here's one of the signs quite often. If you're a person who tends to always pick the wrong person, and you just intuitively pick the wrong person, often this is a dynamic, not always, but a woman will, this is for women. When a woman sees a guy and she doesn't know him, but she's instantly physically turned on, and you have a pattern of meeting the wrong guys, that's the signal. Run the other direction. When you see the guy he's nice, he's interested in you, you feel nothing, he's kind of like boring, he's the guy for you. Okay? And then gradually you'll get ignited, because women typically start in their mind where they feel interested and admiration, curiosity, conversation. Then they start to feel affection and warmth and joy with a man. Then they flame on. That's often the healthiest relationship, is it comes from here and goes down. It doesn't just start here. The flip side of that is for guys, it starts here. A healthy guy will be turned on here, but it doesn't mean he's here and here. That's why women should go slow. Make sure he also feels this and this. Otherwise, he's just down here. It looks like he thinks he wants to marry you. He just wants to have sex with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's where it starts for guys. Just you're in control of your body. And so you wait till you're feeling the love and affection and you want to have it. That's the best time to have it.
So if you're finding that your picker's broken and that your relationship habits are a little challenging, the panel's advice is take a little bit of a break, not forever, take a break, right? Work on yourself and then get back out there.